Welcome back here to another Shnerd Bites with Cultcanon.
Hey,
Thank you so much, brother. Whichever way it works.
hell yeah.
Yeah, so we're here talking about Dexter.
Fucking A. Episode 9, man. What was that one called? It was like, there's my lead. No.
I totally spaced that one, honestly.
Dude, that is like gotta be my favorite episode thus far.
It's called The Family Business.
There it is.
Family Business.
The business. Gotta get that business. Gotta get the business and be hungry.
So, just to start off, Dexter was telling a fictional story, or maybe it wasn't fictional, about
it wasn't fictional. I don't think that was fictional. No. I think that was one of his victims. Keep in mind, Dexter's killed hundreds
what
of
people. What if it was an organ?
Hey, it could have been. Like I said, I just think that was a flashback scene, like of him killing somebody, and that's the story he chose to describe because it was about a child molester.
Yeah.
So like that whole thing was so dope. I love that sequence of him doing he's like telling the story, and then you're getting
flashback is like him talking like in the present tense.
But in the present, he's talking in the present to Harrison, but he's having a flashback, and in the flashback, he's talking to Harrison. It's so dope, dude.
And then Deb comes in to like kind of be like, don't tell him about this stuff, because
by the way, I get real sick of that character, dude. Like
Deborah, I'm sure she's gonna disappear soon.
Even as his subconscious or his dark path, she is super fucking annoying. Like I'll be honest, when the episode started, what happens is he tells Harrison about what he does, and he kind of paints.
This is like the story he's telling. Yeah.
Yeah. And he kind of paints like a Batman picture, but he leaves out the fact that he kills him because of Deborah. And, when that happened, dude, I was immediately fucking annoyed. I was like, I don't want to see this.
Deborah, because did you say that Deborah told him that he doesn't kill them, he just scares them?
Yeah, he's like, don't tell him about the killing thing, because if you do, there's no going back.
Yeah, because I guess in the sense that would be like his last shred of innocence. You know what I mean? Because he's already on on the stepping stone of the serial killer door. But
I just, maybe I'll wait I'll say it now because I don't want to forget this. The one thing about this episode that hella did get to me, where I was like, why didn't Dexter because one thing is that Dexter could have easily just been like, I killed him, right? Yeah. And then been like, but I do not want you to do the same thing, but I'm going to bring you along to fucking make you not want to do this. Like, but understand, you're not alone. I want you to do this, but better than me. Like, I don't want you, like, there's 100 ways that he could have explained that to Harrison and not he didn't tell him to, but it's a powerful suggestion of you should kill too.
Yeah, he definitely is that whole time. But I think Deb, like you're saying, like she being his subconscious, that he's in an internal battle with himself of telling, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's kind of like in a way, it's in a way kind of sharing like your perversion with your child. You know what I mean? Like
I agree.
It's like showing somebody your search history.
You're right. Like if you had an 18-year-old son
very personal, and
you're like, here's my bondage account.
So I think Deb was representing, or the whole time Deb, that every time she butts in was her being like, when you do this, there's no going back.
Yeah, like an angel on the shoulder.
You know what I mean? Like once you show this person this, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I could have been doing this the whole time." Like,
yeah, and that's like basically the premise of this is: do I tell him or don't I tell him? And then it goes the direction it does. So, but that did bug me though, that he, rather than just explaining it and progressing Harrison Ford, it was like, he's just like me. I have a dad boner kind of thing. And
hella bad.
Yeah, and I don't know. I thought that was stupid, but obviously they did that on purpose. I mean, it's not like it was an accident.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And then so after they finished having that conversation with him telling pretty much a lie story to Harrison without telling him everything, what he usually does. This is where I got really impressed, bro. This fool was able to go, and we talked about this, like, what is he going to do with the
body? Yeah, I was so stoked.
Yeah, he pretty much fucking cleaned up his mess. And I love the line where he's like, he started cutting into him. He's like, he's frozen. Perfect. No mess.
Yeah, dude. I love that too. Like it was like an ode call back to the ice truck killer. I really like that. Yeah,
I didn't think of it like that.
Because the ice truck killer would freeze them so it wasn't messy.
Oh.
I thought that was cool.
I didn't even catch that. That's a good catch.
There's
a few hints back to the ice truck killer, right? At least like one or two things.
Yeah, but none of it would link back to Dexter, I don't think, because they had different last names. Nobody but Deborah. Yeah. I don't think anybody but Deborah knew.
Nobody knew, even. Yeah, I don't think even Deborah knew. No, she didn't find out.
Well, he ends up telling her. He ends up telling her later. Yeah. He tells her. He's like, "That was my brother," and she like fucking loses her shit.
She's like,
"It's all about me."
But I love you, Dex.
Yeah, that scene, bro, when he's like, "I love you too," and she's like, "I don't love you. I love you, love you." I was like, back in the old season.
So cheesy.
But anyways, no, yeah. So he goes and cuts up. He butchers he Bay Harbor butchers the Iceman.
This is what
I mean the hitman.
Yeah, this is where I found it was impressive. This fool was able to do all that and wrap Harrison's presents for Christmas. Which, by the way, this episode takes place on Christmas, which is funny enough. They're like a week off, but hey,
but we can't talk shit
because I upload these like a week off anyways.
Hey, but it worked out fucking perfect. I thought, because I thought about that too. I was like, that's funny. This episode dropped like a week after Christmas, and I realized, I was like, they must have set that up on purpose in their head. Like maybe. When
I was thinking about that too. I was thinking,
it just felt like that was very intentional, because oftentimes on TV, at least with like, I don't know,
this could have easily taken place like right after Christmas, because Christmas was the day. Was
Thursday?
On a Saturday.
Oh, it was Saturday. Right? That's right. Yeah,
it was on a Saturday, and then the episode comes out on Sunday, so it would have been almost perfect. But maybe there's some shenanigans to this.
Maybe, yeah. I just felt like it was on purpose, and I didn't hate it because it allowed us to kind of get that one last Christmas vibe, but through Dexter, which was really.
When I saw that though, I was like more relieved than anything. I was like, oh, the holiday's over, thank God.
Yeah, dude, I know it sucks. It sucks because Valentine's Day is not a big deal, really. But my girlfriend's birthday is the day after Valentine's Day, so my
gotta do two things, buddy.
Yep. And
it doesn't count as the same day, dude.
Nope, it does to me though. No, just kidding.
Exactly.
Yeah, she'll love those Reese's peanut butter cups shaped like hearts either way.
Shaped like dicks. No, I'm just kidding.
Shaped like my dick. It'll be that big.
I got the minis and the actual size.
They're actual. What is it? Objects in the mirror may appear closer than that.
Exactly.
But no, man, this episode, you're right. That shit was hella impressive that he was able to wrap the presents after doing the body, and then like. I don't like him relying on the furnace so much to burn the bodies, which we see with the hitman. He uses it for the hitman. I also liked how much of the bonding began between the two, because that's what I've wanted this whole time.
Yeah,
was to see Harrison and Dexter actually like. I said this like 3 episodes ago in our review. I was like, why does he not just say the truth and just tell Harrison? This is so obvious, like the right thing to do.
He obviously wanted it to keep him away from Dexter what Dexter became. So it seems like he was just trying to steer him in like a.
But I don't mean the whole truth. But why didn't he just divulge that one little piece of information that I too was born in blood?
I don't know, maybe
because that seemed like just like completely not. I won't say bad writing because it's not. It just seemed like
I think it was just a reason. Ignorant. I think it was a reason for them to. Maybe it's a parent thing. Like I don't want him to be like me, and then also it's like maybe it's one of the things, like maybe a writer thing where they wanted it. Like maybe if somebody's watching this for the first time, they could find like you know what I mean. Like
or maybe it was just like a small thing that I think it was a reason
to bring Trinity back up and to have a reason for Trinity to constantly be popped up, and you know what I mean.
So with that said, because now Harrison knows, I kind of feel like what we're seeing is like we're on the hook now. Like we're all on the hook, with it. It's like, holy shit. I think that they did that that was very intentional to the story that they are going to wrap up at the end. So that might be a factor.
They go Harrison and and Dexter go to Angela's, and they start doing the gift exchange. And fucking guess who shows up?
Fucking
Big
Kurt,
boy
dude.
Kurt.
He literally pulled his big dick energy out there.
He did, dude. And
Dude, yeah.
I love that fucking talk between them of like.
So did I.
He's like, oh, if I'd known Jim and Harrison would have been here, I would have brought something extra for you.
Yeah,
guys.
and then what did he say? What did he say? He was like, oh, he walked away. He was like, I'll be seeing you around it. He was like, bang, bang.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I was like,
but then they had
this motherfucker's a gangster.
Dexter and him have a little chat where he's like, it must be nice to have your son around, kind of like to guilt trip Dexter. He can't guilt trip
dude. But they so that's awesome you brought that up, because I loved that scene.
That little back and forth between them.
There's two things that happen there. You named one of them. When Dexter and Harrison go to do the gifts with Angela and Audrey, you said her name was, right? Or Audrey. Anyways, Audrey. They go and do that gift unwrapping with them, which was very weird to me, because out of nowhere now, like Angela and Dexter, like,
which, by the way, Angela's like on the fucking heels of Dexter, like figuring out who he is, like the bait. She knows that she listened to the podcast, the Bay Harbor Butcher, and she's kind of listening to that chick's podcast,
Mary fucking Kill.
Yes, and then what she believed in her podcast, and what they bring up a lot, where she didn't believe Dokes was the fucking Bay Harbor Butcher.
I love the tie-ins with the by the way, the auditory podcast clips of Angela listening, and we as listeners got to listen. The only joking part about that was that I was like, okay, I can see if somebody doesn't like this, I can see why, but I love it. Is the fact that we're watching somebody watch a podcast. Like I was like, that's kind of funny, but it was dope though, because I like how they did it.
The same thing as like somebody listened to like a recording or something.
Yeah, but still, it was done really well, because I was very curious about the things that girl said on the podcast. I wanted to hear them anyways, so it was cool just to kind of build the lore up in the Dexter universe. But I want to go back to the Christmas scene. So the unwrapping scene. Kurt, I love all the little subtle like jabs, because they explain that in like the last episode where he's been doing that the whole time.
Yeah,
where he like hints at something that Dexter.
Well, I've said that a few times where he's like each time he's on screen, he's always doing some like kind of subtle ass stuff.
What did he say? You know, one thing I thought was super amazing that is like such good writing to me, dude. Is you're right. You did bring that up because you brought it up about the titanium leg pins. The pins, titanium doesn't burn.
The other thing where he's talking to Angela and he's like, calm down, Chief. Like it's like a double.
And then remember, was it snowing that day? And he kept just saying that like for like 2 episodes. Dude, funny moment, bro. When they're unwrapping gifts and like there's 2 moments. Dexter gets Harrison an ugly sweater. And and he's like, it's a tradition, and because he has done that like through the whole season, all the seasons, he's always gotten like ugly sweaters. But the other thing, dude, was when Angela unwrapped her present, and
it was like a shitty ass.
It was like a CSI book or something.
Yeah, he's like, oh, my dad used to have these kind of books all the time, so I just thought.
And Audrey's like, how romantic, and Angela's like, cool, and Dexter's like, another successful Christmas. And I was like,
up. He's supposed to like supposed to be so generic, so lame.
I don't think he realized that it was lame. I think that he just.
I think
he thinks it's a good Christmas.
I think this is gonna come back to bite him in the ass, though.
That book. Oh,
and also he said my dad used to be a. So I think this might also further help to realize like
Angela to build a case around him.
Like who was Dexter's dad? And then he looks into Harry, and then he finds out that Dexter was born in blood, just like Harrison. I think
she's on the path to learn everything without actually being told anything. It's
I mean, really she's putting everything together. We'll talk a little bit about that later, but with Kurt's interaction,
I just wanted to bring up the Kurt. I mean the unwrapping scene, and then the Kurt scene with Kurt. I was on the edge of my seat
when they were talking about the sons, though. Like, I love that, dude. He was like, "I wish my son was here," and he was like, "Yeah, I'm very grateful that my son's here with me. It must have been hard." Like Dexter was like, "It must have been hard. It'd be so hard if he wasn't here."
Dude, it was like a pissing contest of like murderers.
And then,
dude, it was so hilarious.
He was like, "See you later, Harrison. Catch you around."
Yeah, dude. And he put up the gun thing. He's like, "I'll see you around."
And then Harrison's like,
away.
"Dad,
Dad,
did you just see what he did, Dad?
I'm thinking he needs to die, Dad. But yeah, that whole thing was like I said, this whole episode, we're not even like halfway through talking about it, like with the scenes at least, or what happens. And just that portion of it, I was like, wow, like you guys killed it literally on this one. This one is so good. Episode 9 definitely takes the cake for my favorite.
This is probably the best one so far.
But anyways, let's go on.
Yeah, so Kurt leaves, and then Harrison and Dexter kind of leave in a suddenly, which throws them off, and they're like, Audrey and Angela are like, what the fuck?
That was weird.
Yeah. And then afterwards they end up going back to the house. And what happens after that?
They get the drone and they go inspect.
Oh yeah.
They need to find evidence for the code, for Harry's code. They need to find evidence that Kurt is killing him for sure. So Dexter brings Harrison out to the cabin and uses the drone that Kurt gave him.
Which, funny enough, was we talked about it and we thought it was going to be something that was going to hurt Dexter or Harrison, which ended up hurting Kurt in the end.
Yeah.
So funny enough, we said that.
Hella beast.
This is when Dexter pretty much opens up to Harrison too, and he tells him that he did kill Giggles the clown or whatever.
Yeah.
And he fucking killed
Trinity. Wait. No, that happens after they find the evidence. When they find
that's right. Yeah,
because the drone discovers Harrison, or well, it's technically Dexter. He points out that thing in the ground. Yeah. I forget what it's called. It's like, it's not a bunk, it's a hunter. It's like a hunter.
It's a dungeon, dude.
It is, but I mean, that thing is called something in hunting. When you do that with the canopy and you build a fort like that, it's called something. I can't for the life of me. No, it's like a
bungalow.
It's something like that. But it's for hunting. It's for camouflage, but and staying warm. But then they come back at night.
But before that happens, Harrison, that's when he asks about kind of opens up and he starts talking about the Trinity killer.
Yeah.
And then Dexter wanted to really bad, and Deborah told him not to, pretty much. Remember, because she was
and then Harrison comes clean about the school shooter. He's like, I set him up.
When Harrison starts to open up, and
he's like, how'd you know? And he's like,
I'm a blood spatter
analysis. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but
I thought that was beast mode too, because Dexter looked at him and said that, and he was like, my day's a homicide. I was like, dude, the writing is just too fucking good.
Yeah, dude. And that was another good moment of them like kind of doing like a bonding thing, like, you know what I mean, like a shared moment.
Yeah.
And then that's when they find like the bungalow thing.
Yeah.
And fucking they go back to the cabin, get ready, call Angela to say they're not going to come over later. And then that's when they go out. And funny enough, when they're investigating the cabin to check out that thing, the little bunker or whatever, that's when Kurt, like you were saying earlier, shows up. Bro, he starts to fucking. At first, I thought he was like doing some like fucking cartoon shit and like just making everything hella slippery. So he's gonna be like, "Come out here, Jim," and he's gonna run out and like, dude, I knew the fire. I was like, "What the fuck is he doing?"
I knew right away. I was like, "That's gasoline." Like,
I didn't think of it right
petro.
away. Like,
but I didn't realize it until after the tie-in. I didn't realize the ironic tie-in to him putting his house up in smoke and Kurt finding out about Kyle from Ash going up in smoke, his body. But I love that scene even more because you know how you like that subtle, like little nuances between Kurt and Dexter at the meeting. Yeah. I loved those scenes like how you did. And then there's another moment for me where I was like, this is so fucking good. When he's at the cabin burning it down, Kurt, and Dexter and them are at that little like hideout thing looking for the evidence to basically kill Kurt, and he trips the camera, and at the same time they look and there's this moment of like, we're like the same thing.
Yeah,
like,
that wasn't him though. That wasn't Dexter. That was Harrison looking at him.
I thought was it? I think it was
Harrison.
I know. Wait, no, it wasn't, because he. Oh no, you're right. Because Harrison went down with him. Yeah, he did.
Because so when Kurt's pretty much catching their house on fire, Dexter and Harrison are looking into are like investigating the little bunker, and they like Harrison is the one who catches the little lipstick cam or whatever, and the fucking on the ladder down, And on the ladder down, and Dexter was like, Harrison's like, we're gonna trigger, and Dexter's like, go ahead, let him know.
Yeah,
It went and worked out in their favor.
it did. And that dude, that fucking room, dude, I was like, holy fuck, that's
because
what he's doing.
they showed the one person they didn't show was the one he tried to clean her face with. Yeah.
Or maybe they did, or maybe they didn't. Yeah,
I don't think he did. I think he got rid of that body.
But I'll say this: that was not one shipping container. That was like 5 shipping containers.
Also, he doesn't work at the morgue, so he has. And also, I wonder if they'll bring it up, but I want to know how he learned to like
do the taxidermy.
He embalmed them, and like he seemed like he put him in like a freezer to like preserve the body.
He
like mummified him in a sense.
Yeah, it's like he did like taxidermy on the humans, like he stuffed them or something to preserve them.
Well, he showed him embalming them in the early episodes.
No, I know, but you would still like when an animal dies, right?
Yeah.
You would still do the same, but you would do taxidermy at the end. You would you would do the stuffing and the preserving of the fur and skin. You would pull out the eyeballs and replace the eyeballs. That's why I was like, I don't know if it's. I mean,
that would make sense why all their eyes were closed and their mouths were shut. Because
but for the record, I'm not saying you're wrong. He definitely was embalming them, like for sure.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
he was.
I don't know how he preserved them. It's like you said, a freezer or something.
Yeah,
but we're being very vague. Let's just Harrison and Dexter go down there, and it's like basically like a hallway. But what it is Kurt built an underground bunker with like 8 shipping containers.
Yeah, and then the first room you walk into though is the embalming room.
Yeah,
and then there's another hallway that leads into that big corridor of like the other like 7 fucking container things with fucking
dude. And there's probably like 60 fucking girls in there.
I think they said there's like 30 something, like 32 missing. So maybe at least
at least 32, at least 30. Yeah. So like, but there was a fuck ton. That thing they were walking, and when the lights kept turning on, I was just
kept on going and going.
Yeah, I was like, I did not expect that's what he did with the bodies, but this is a beautiful way to explain it.
What was funny too is like, I was thinking, I was like, where the fuck was that Mary Kill chick? Like, where did she go?
Was I. So was I.
Long and behold, she was at the very end, and he got her, bro. He fucking got her. And I wish they would have. I hope they show that or like something, or explain like how that happened, because
they didn't.
Kurt obviously snuck into her room and fucking, because Kurt knew like if she got away.
Yeah. So
done.
At this point, this is also at the same time when Angela's deeper in her investigation, and she goes and looks for that podcaster at her hotel or motel, and she opens up the safe. The hotel lounge crew opened up the safe for her with a key, and all of her camera stuff's in there. So my first thought was, what if there's a gym on there of Dexter, like a photo that she had taken that maybe.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it was it a camera, because I saw the
it was all camera stuff. There was a camera, there was a microphone, and then there was like a hard drive or something, or like there was 3 things in there, and she specifically said it. She was like,
stuff that she wouldn't leave behind.
She would never leave with any of this stuff. So there was multiple things there. But I'm just curious if there's something on there on one of those devices, whether it's a camera or recording audio thing, whatever, right?
Yeah.
If something's on there that wouldn't make sense to the podcaster, but because Angela is now so balls deep in like figuring this out on her own, what if there's something on there that makes her go, oh,
he's the killer.
He's for sure it. Like, I just wanted to bring that up because we do at that same moment discover that Mary, I think her name is fucking dead.
Yeah, Mary fucking dead podcast.
She's fucking dead, dude.
Yeah, dude, that was a big fucking like
the epic reveal.
Yeah, and yeah, dude, it was just fucking crazy to see all that. But and also at this point in time, Kurt starts to panic, and he goes home and he gets his fucking
starts packing his bags and shit, empties the safe.
Out of town, yeah. And then then Harrison comes up, he's like, "Hey, asshole!" And he turns around, and Dexter's like,
he's like, yeah, done, bro. That was it, dude. But yeah, dude, fucking, and then they set up the room with all the girls in it. in the
Yeah,
cargo.
they put him in the room.
They set a kill room up there, and Harrison's watching. I thought for sure he was gonna have Harrison do it, but I'm glad he didn't.
So we forgot to bring this up, but this is what I thought was going to happen. I thought Harrison, when he got the rifle, that when Dexter got him the rifle for the Christmas present, I thought he was going to use that to kill Kurt. Like, ironically enough.
What if you're not far? What if he uses that to kill Dexter
Or Angela?
That was my thought when he got the rifle. I was like, I wonder if Dexter is going to end up going on the run with Harrison because they kill Angela, and Audrey is like hell bent on fucking finding Jim and Harrison. These are all theories, but that kill room scene when he goes to kill Kurt
on the table,
dude,
and they have that convo.
That conversation was uncomfortable for even me because I fucking was like watching Harrison, how he was doing it, like watching them. And when the dad stuff got brought up, I was like, that's exactly what Dexter's doing to Harrison. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's the exact same thing. And like, I think Harrison was hearing it that way too. Cause he was like fucking mind fucked about it and he got fucked up. He had to leave.
So Kurt explains why he fucking kills the women was because, you know, he saw his dad treat how dad was a trucker and he saw how he treated stray women or like runaways as he called them. And he pretty much saw himself as saving them in a sense because he was killing them and saving them from a beating because nobody would have cared anyways and somebody would have killed them anyways and they would have got their ass beat and lived horrible lives. So he tried to justify it, but it was funny because it was kind of like a mirror image of Dexter. Like, yeah, he's killing people that hurt other people or like have like killed and stuff, but at the same time, you're still killing them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, I agree, and it was a hypocritical moment. Like
it was
very hypocritical.
You're like, wait a second, like
yeah, like the whole thing was hypocritical, and I don't think that it was just the kill freaking Harrison out. I think that the conversation was like
scared him the fuck out of him because it was two fucking beasts, literally. I think he's realizing he's like, I'm not like my dad. Like, yeah. But if I'm right about them having to flee for like because they're wanted or something, yeah.
What I have the perfect episode name for episode 10. I know they already kind of used this, but they didn't use it all the way. It was named something else. The 10th episode, the last episode, if that is the case, should be called Runaway, Runaway. Yeah, because I was like, I'm thinking if they have to go on the run, which I doubt, there's no way that it's going to be that predictable. Yeah, but yeah, I was just saying that it was very hypocritical.
Yeah, and it kind of made me rethink who Dexter is. Like, this dude is like a tortured, like a serial killer, pretty much. And I liked when Kurt said, "Well, you seem to know me really fucking well, Jim," or something like that. And I was like, "Well, they are kind of the same person."
They are
kind of sense. One just, I mean, I guess one is a little better than the other, but they still both do pretty fucked up shit.
Yeah, I'm curious how they're gonna spin that story. I'm curious because I don't want that lore as a super fan. I don't want the lore of Dexter to end in a way that's like, oh, and the great Dexter's gone now. Like, yeah. Because in reality, he is like one of the best anti-heroes ever written, like Deadpool caliber of anti-hero.
For real, you know? Dude. So the question I think I had earlier, and I don't know if you understood correctly, but maybe you did, and I just didn't hear it right. But so he says, Harrison asked Kurt, why are you doing this to my dad then? And Kurt was like, what? You haven't told him? This is all revenge, kid. And Dexter looked at Harrison and said no.
Yeah.
But then towards the end, when Dexter pretty much was like telling Harrison, like, you want to be here, you should leave. And Harrison was like, yeah, I want to be here. I want to be present when you do this. And so Dexter says Kurt's talking about like Harrison and like doing like the father passed down thing and like just like I'm just like my father and blah blah blah, like doing the coinciding thing with Harrison and Dexter in the same kind of sense, like they're
of Kurt and Kyle,
the passing of the torch essentially of that bad fucking thing.
Yeah.
But Dexter said, funny enough, your son was all he talked about was you when you were on my table.
Yeah.
Did Harrison hear that, or like does Harrison know that Dexter killed?
He does because
Matt?
Kyle. Well, he know he tells him.
Yeah.
Kurt is like, he killed, this is all revenge. And then a few moments pass, and then Dexter says the thing where he looks at Harrison after he like nods no. He's like, does the no thing. He says it. He's like, Kyle fit the code. Yes, I killed him, but he fit the code.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So he told,
and then
him
he was
right
like,
off
"That's
the
all
bat.
this is about." Seriously, is what justifies it? And then that's where you're right, and that's where the kind of the dad thing goes into the fucking like. That's where Harrison's like, "Oh shit, maybe I'm not like my dad." So now it's all clicking back together. When
he kills him. It's not when he kills him that Harrison can't take it. It's when he's dismembering him, when he's cutting him up into pieces. He kills him, and then he starts cutting him up.
Yeah, and then
Harrison couldn't take it because he's seen the blood, and it was the exact same thing that happened.
He brought him back to
his mom dying, Rita.
Yeah,
but that's exactly what happened to Dexter in season 1. With the ice truck killer. Remember, he walked into the motel room. It was filled with blood, and he passed out in the motel room. It's the same fucking thing but Harrison had happened.
Also, you know who else reacted to the same way? Was Harry.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
he
when
saw
he walked
Dexter,
in on 17-year-old Dexter or whatever,
with a dismembered fucking criminal, I guess, and he was like, threw up all over himself.
He's like, "Dad, are you okay?"
He's like, "This is what you taught me."
Yeah,
this is
I'm just
normal,
taking out
right?
the trash.
This is our version of throwing the baseball bat, or baseball bat, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I like the first way you said it. This is our version of throwing a baseball bat.
Pretty much.
It really is.
Got your baseball's bat, so don't be afraid. Yeah.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Throw the fucking axe style.
But no, it was awesome. But he did tell him. Tell him.
So when Harrison went upstairs, though, I really thought that's when Angela was going to show up to be like, "Where's the podcaster? And where and are they is that cabin still out there?" Like, I thought she was just going to investigate.
Yeah,
but I really thought
I thought Angela was going to show up while they were killing Kurt.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I thought too. I was like, you're gonna kill him on his property, and he's like,
on
now
Christmas.
Yeah, well, that part I didn't give a shit about, but
I just thought it was funny.
It was ironic because on Christmas, when everybody was unwrapping gifts, he was technically wrapping up some to give
he was wrapping his own gift himself.
Yeah, it's so funny how it works in reverse with Dexter. I think that there's a Christmas tone there. Where
that was his Christmas gift right there.
But isn't it kind of funny how everybody unwraps their gifts and he wraps gifts up for himself? I don't mean he unwraps them. I mean, he has to do it in reverse. His gift ends in wrapping paper. It's kind of ironic.
It was actually pretty impressive too. I think I forgot to say this earlier, but I'm pretty impressed that he was able to dismember the hitman and then also wrap the presents before.
I know, dude. Up. This dude has a mean wrapping game, dude.
Right?
It's fucking intense.
Been doing it for years.
I know, man. He's like, it's one thing he's hella good at because of all the bodies, I think. But no, dude, this whole episode was fucking phenomenal. Harrison is in the air about something. I don't know if he's just in shock.
I think he's in shock and just uncertainty of what Dexter's doing is actually right.
Yeah, I mean,
which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, maybe, but I'll say this. If it does end that way where Harrison's has to kill or put Dexter away or whatever, it would be super. It would end, that means that the show would end on a super hypocritical note. Yeah, well, just because Harrison the whole season has been talking about wanting to hurt people, and now his dad is the ultimate hurting person.
Right? Exactly.
And now he's like, it's too much. I can't handle it. I would not like that. I don't think I would like that exactly because I think that's just too on the nose. But otherwise, this is setting up a fucking crazy finale.
Yeah, dude. Because towards the end of the episode, I mean, we're at the end of the episode pretty much. They go back to the cabin, and that's where they find workers already been there for a while.
Yeah.
So they see the house is burnt down. Police, firefighters are there, And
Dexter's cabin, not Kurt's secret cabin.
That's what I mean. When they come back from the kill room.
Just to clarify,
Angela and everybody's already there, and Angela's like questioning, like, "What the fuck were you doing? Like, how did you not answer my phone calls and everything?" And he doesn't have a good excuse. It's just they were out shooting, and
the gun's nowhere to be found. The gun's probably inside the cabin.
Probably,
yeah.
And the time got away from them. That's what he said. But yeah, and Audrey's like, "Do you need to stay with us?
You can just stay, dude." If I was a parent, I'd be like, "No."
And Angela, well, even Dexter was like, "No, we can stay at the motel." And Angela's like, "Oh, like I don't want this dude. This dude's fucking weird and everything."
Yeah.
And I don't know.
His son's fucking my daughter.
And this killer's fucking me. And
yeah, I know the killer's fucking me. The son's fucking my daughter. Like, it's just a fucking sketchy situation.
And so, the episode ends with them going back to Angela's house. They're all making breakfast, being all happy, dippy happy and stuff. Dexter, Harrison, and Audrey in the kitchen making breakfast. And then Angela picks out the fucking mail or whatever she had.
She got like, was it in the mail or was it a delivery? It was in the mail.
Was delivery, yeah.
Yeah, delivery.
Either that or that was the fucking present that Kurt gave her. And she just happened to see it, but I don't think so, right? Because she took it out of the mail.
Yeah, I think like it was a delivery. Like I think that someone came and she was like, "What's this?" And then the person walked away and she opened it.
I don't know if they were there, but I know she definitely like picked it. She picked it up like
definitely.
But it said Dexter killed Matt or Kyle.
Did it say Matt?
I don't know. It just said Dexter killed him for sure.
Yeah,
and
it said Jim killed my son, basically.
Yeah, and it had the titanium bolts, which Dexter still might have them, and they could find them in the wreckage. Because remember, he had two of them, and he kept one of them on him or something.
Yeah, he had one on him that he used to attack the hitman with.
Yeah.
Or, no, he used it
to break free.
Yeah, he used it to cut his things. But yeah, man, nutty, and it ended that way. I was like, "Fuck!"
Right?
This show is like I'm so glad that they didn't release this all at once.
Yeah,
I'm so glad about that, dude. Because this has been one of the best watching experiences I've had with the new show, and like
sometimes waiting a week is fucking the best. Just
dude,
because you don't get everything at once, and a lot of little things don't get recycled out.
Because I was thinking about it, and I'm pretty sure The Mandalorian was released that way. And I know you're not.
A lot of shows are released that way,
but it made that show way better. Basically everything on Disney Plus is released that way. But I started the Book of Boba Fett the other day, the first episode. I watched a lot of shows. The Book of Boba Fett was cool. Mandalorian, awesome, or whatever. Dexter is like got to be the number one show of 2021, dude. Or 2020, 2021, 2021.
I mean.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
It's only 2 episodes in
2022.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I'm really excited for this next one.
I'm excited and I'm nervous.
I watched the next episode previews.
Yeah.
And it could be very misleading, but
I did too, and I'll be honest, there was hella shit in it that I was like super,
it could just be misleading
because what told me it was super misleading, and I can tell that they did that this time definitely, because the last scene in the next up episode, the preview is there's a scene of Dexter standing in front of a wall, and it kind of looks like they're making it look like a mugshot, and it's not. It looks like he's standing on the side of a building or like in a shed or something. And I think it's just purposely made to look like a mugshot.
Or he could get taken in for more procedure kind of stuff, and it's just
maybe
they need that for the
either way. I agree. I think that the whole review that we seen, I started watching it and it went through, and I didn't take nothing from it. I was like, this is misleading.
So I have
like Harris, was it Harrison or Dexter running with the rifle? That scene,
something like that.
Yeah, in the preview. I was like, I think this is misleading.
So I have a prediction, dude. I have a couple of them actually. So I have one where Angela does find out he is the Bay Harbor Butcher, but she finds out that he does kill criminals, and then he tells her, the first time he tells her the truth is that he killed Kurt.
Yeah.
And that he is the Bay Harbor Butcher, and he did all of that. He did out like like that he was pretty much born in blood, but he did
Yeah.
it in the best way that he could do possible. And I think two things. I think that scenario happens, and she either lets Dexter and Harrison leave together. I've said this before, or Dexter leaves and Harrison chooses to stay back to stay with Audrey, or the first one, like I said, I think they both end up leaving, or something else could happen where she just kind of just like, you could stay here, you could live here, but we're no longer together. You know what I mean? Like we're not.
I think that the best way to put it, because I agree with like those are super sound theories, and I feel like one of those is accurate. But we've both been saying this since like episode 2 or something, where we both had said that a show ends it's only ending a certain way. It's either ending Dexter dies, Dexter goes on the run, or Dexter goes to jail. It's one of the three things, like without a doubt, especially now. Now, what I would not expect, and this would be a fucking mind fuck of an ender, but I doubt they're going to do this. So since they announced the show before the season aired, they were saying this is a one-time deal, right? It's a one season. It's how we wanted to end the show originally, but we weren't allowed to. It's just what the creators and Michael C. Hall have been saying. It's a one thing, one run. It's a limited series. New Blood is a limited series, one season. What would mind fuck people, I think, is if it ended on a cliffhanger and they were like season 2 coming soon. And like, I don't know. I'm not saying that's going to happen at all, but that to me would be the way to surprise me the most.
So I forgot about this. And when you said that, the cliffhanger thing. So another way they could end it, this is what I was saying earlier. They could do the Red Dead 1 kind of situation where
with the son.
Dexter's in jail, and then it shows Harrison like 10 years from now or whatever. And then Dexter's an old man in prison, or like he's dead, or like
I'd like an old man
and then at the end of like at the very end, it shows like Harrison, you know what I mean, going through like, oh, I'm visiting my dad in jail, and then I'm going to or does something like he's with his family and everything, and he goes to visit his dad in jail, and then his dad, and then he's like, it's old Harrison and old Dexter, and they're just sitting like in the prison talking, and then Harrison shows him something, and like he's continuing the fucking
like a blood slide, like he pulls up a blood slide,
some like kind of trophy.
Dude, I wouldn't mind that,
and then it ends with Dexter smiling, or it ends with like Dexter on Harry's face.
I would love if that was the ender,
or like
I'll be honest,
you see like somebody cut it up and it looks like Dexter, and it looks up and it's old Harry or something like that, or
old Harrison.
Yeah,
bro, I would not hate that. I would probably shit, but I will say this: I don't want the lore or the legend of Dexter to end in like to where it's just like he's written off. That's my only thing, is like, I love that ender, but I don't want it to be like he's in jail now, it's over, now there's a new Dexter. And like, because now, don't get me wrong, I love the idea, because at least it's like a positive ender for that universe, you know. And plus that even opens up the window, because the books are called Darkly Dreaming Dexter. That would easily open up a new show called like Darkly Dreaming Harrison, and like that be I could see that. I just don't want, because I'm such a super fan, the same way I don't want to see Batman or Spider-Man die, I don't want to see Dexter like go to die or go to jail kind of thing. I want them to surprise us.
I honestly wouldn't be mad if Dexter ended up going to prison.
I wouldn't be mad. I don't want to see it, because I
honestly wouldn't mind, because I could see him thriving in that environment and everybody being terrified of him.
I'll say this though. We've been saying it like since episode 1 or 2. Those are the 3 possible enders, right? Either jail, death, or he runs away. He's on the lam, or he moves, right? I want them to. I hope. I don't want them to do this. I just hope that they considered how obvious one of those 3 things was going to happen, and they go, "We're not doing any of that shit. We got something for you guys." Like, and it ends in a way where it's like a zombie plague breaks out or something. But no, I'm just kidding. But like, I just mean like something so from left field that it's like, holy fuck, I did not expect you guys to do that. I didn't even guess that.
We talked about it before, but it would be dope for them to bring in like a fucking I wouldn't be mad if Dexter is sitting with Harrison, and then all of a sudden he looks to the left, and then there's fucking, you know what I mean? There's Deborah, and then the ice truck children, and looks to the right, and then there's Rita and fucking Harry, and they're all just sitting together at the table, like as of, you know what I mean? He got away with it, he did it, and he gets to be in his fictional family brain.
I think that if he goes to jail, that's exactly how it's going to end.
Probably.
It's going to end with him in jail, sitting at the table with Harry and Deborah and Leela and Rita. And
I don't know about Leela. I don't know. I think it'd be more
I doubt it. No. I think it would be all family. I think it'd be all family. Like Rita, Harry, and Deborah for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe even Brian, the ice truck killer.
Yeah.
Because there was a point in the previous season.
And you see Sergeant Dokes. Surprise, motherfucker. No,
surprise, motherfucker. What did there was like me and my brother when we first watched the show, we would fucking imitate him so much from the first seasons where I forget there's something else he would say. He one thing that always used to make me laugh is how he'd be like, "You creepy motherfucker." You creep me out, man.
You're way too nice, Morgan. There's something wrong with you.
Dude,
ain't no white boy I met that was nice. That wasn't weird.
Or racist. No, but I love that character. So that would be just kind of a funny way. But I'm just saying that I said that also in the beginning, where I wouldn't doubt at one point we get in his head all the family members.
Yeah.
Which could even mean Harrison dies. If Harrison died, that could be that curveball we're talking about. Oof. And Dexter goes.
I think if Harrison died though, that would just send him into a frenzy. I don't think there'd be no going back for him.
No, it would either
Harrison
be jail
dies,
or death.
Then yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he would either go to jail or be dead after that if Harrison dies. Yeah, for sure. But
they end it the same exact way. He just has a beard in the fucking cave this time.
Oh, dude. I'd be so mad, dude.
Angela comes and throws him some fucking rations or whatever.
Bro, I'd make 100 accounts. I'd make 100 accounts and give this show a 1 out of 10 stars on IMDb if they did that, bro. I'd be so mad, dude. Oh, but no, I'm excited. Your predictions are basically the same as mine. I have the same feeling for this. Episode 9, by far, for me personally, is the best episode. The storytelling, the kills, the reveal of Kurt and how he hides or how he makes trophies.
Yeah.
How much like Harrison really is like Dexter, and then the bonding moments between those two was so well written. And then I like all the subtle things.
Also got the subtle stuff. And then also, but you said it itself. My favorite was we finally got to see Dexter be Dexter and kill somebody in the Dexter way and not get interrupted, not have to do some like last minute stuff. Or I know he did that with Matt in the first episode or whatever. I know he did that with the son in the first episode, but I mean,
nothing. We said it though. We said it after that first episode. We were like, that was like a messy Dexter, like unprepared, yada yada yada.
Which probably, if Kurt wasn't a killer, he probably would have gotten caught. So
yeah, and there's only fucking 2 times we've seen him do that where he's Dexter, and it was this episode without a doubt the most. But the last episode when he killed the hitman, that was the first time we've seen resilient monster Dexter go. Nothing is going to get in my way, whether I'm shot, stabbed. I'm going to get my son or whatever. And I'm going to kill anything in my way. I love that. Yeah. And then going into this episode and Dexter basically takes out a hunter. I thought that was like you said, fucking on the head, nail on the head, bro. Like so brilliant. So brilliant.
Oh man. So yeah, one more episode to review. And then maybe after that, like maybe a week or 2 after, we could like watch the whole series and then do a whole season.
Like review. A recap or something. Yeah. Like a quick, And, we could even try to do a commentary to it if we wanted.
Oh, that'd be nice. But dude, Cultcanon, thank you so much for being here. Much appreciated. Make sure to check out the description. Cultcanon's channel, all his info there. Got a lot of stuff. Just drop some new music. Also, always dropping new stuff. Make sure to check that out.
I was recording right before you hit me up.
Oh, well, there you go. Right. If you want to react or talk or watch anything or do anything, review anything, let us know. We're always doing random stuff and reacting to a lot of stuff. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Rest in peace, Betty White. You were awesome. Almost made it to 2022.
Almost made it to 2022. Almost made it to 100 years old.
Hey,
holy shit.
Look her up if you don't even know anything about her, which is insane to think about, but I'm sure there's a lot of people. Look her up. Beauty, awesome, legend, like you said. RIP. And yeah, new year, new everything. Make sure to check everything out. Have a good stuff. Be positive. Be happy. Make sure to just put that positive energy out there. And you never know, something good might come back your way.
Hey,
guys, have a good one. Shnerdcast out.